welcome back to the Midnight Who Show, and today we have another classic review of the 2020 animation of Fury from the Deep. This story finds the Dr. Jamie and Victoria heading to a natural gas plant, ESGO, where they soon find that something's happening in the pipes. They start hearing noises and something's coming for them. Turns out to be some evil seaweed. Now, this is a really good story. I really enjoyed that base under siege. You got these kind of seaweed creatures attacking people, and it is just really good. I especially like it introduces the sonic screwdriver in the story, which is really cool. And I just really think the supporting cast was also really good in the story, and they actually add a lot to it. One of my most favorite parts of this episode was actually with Victoria. I really enjoyed how you really get to see why she wanted to leave. And throughout the story, she really develops, her opinion of why can't they just travel to places and not have monsters try to kill them. And I really like that exploration in the story. And you get to really see at the end, well, she's now ready to, head out of the TARDIS and, live her life and not have monsters attack her. And you really see how much that affects Jamie. And I really like that. You get to see how much Jamie really did just care about Victoria, and he's really sad to see her go. So yeah, this was a great story. I really enjoyed this. It's just a crazy idea to have these seaweed monsters attack this base, but they did it really well. And I really like the second Doctor trying to figure out what's happening. And the two repair people, they are creepy. The way they act when they're under control is just creepy. Now, the animation in this story, I think it's decent. It's a little bit different than the previous animation because this is done by a new team, Big Finish Creative. And I think they did a pretty decent job. The backgrounds are really good. The character designs are pretty good. The mouths move, which is a key thing. They actually sync really well with the audio. They look like the actors. Sometimes the second Doctor, I think, it has a hard time capturing every single one of his movements. But I think they did a pretty decent job. And, they made seaweed come alive really well in animation. Favorite animated scenes that they did was in episode 5, the cliffhanger, where all the people who have been taken over by the seaweed creatures just rise above from the soapy suds. And they're just so taken over, and I really enjoyed that animation. It's so creepy. They nailed that creepy aesthetic of it. Now, another thing I can say, which was really kind of cool, was the animation of that scene where the two repairmen go to the person's house and they just start, basically they take her over. And I think they did capture it really well in animation, and I think they did a really good job. So let's quickly take a look at the DVD that came out. So there's the cover, and you get to see kind of what the Dr. Jamie and Victoria look like with some seaweed coming at them. As you can tell, I think it's pretty decent. I think I do prefer the animation of the faceless ones in the Macro Terror a little bit more. This is a 3-disc set. Disc 1 has the black and white animation, and Disc 2 has the color animation, and Disc 3 has the episode reconstruction where they take the, the telesnaps. There is the back of the cover, and it has some really good special features in it. Mostly they show the surviving footage, how they animated it, and I like the Surviving Fury of the Deep, and that was really cool. And I have not seen the interviews yet. I'll have to see it. And the PDFs are pretty cool as well. Really like this episode. I also really like the sound design that they did with that pulsating sound coming from it, and they're having to deal with it. And they also used the companion screaming to stop them, which I thought was really clever. But yeah, this is a really good story. I like the classic base under siege Doctor Who story where you get the Doctor having to figure out what's going on, and it's just keep coming after them. And the animation's pretty decent. I really did enjoy the story, and I think they did nail that feeling that the original story had. I think they did a really good job with it. And it's just great to have another Doctor Who missing story animated and brought to life. I think they did really good. And this is the very first appearance of the sonic screwdriver. So that's it for tonight, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone.